Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Happy Monday, as some people would say, and happy Motivation Monday is what I'm calling it, because there are absolutely 100% days that I absolutely am not motivated and I don't want to do anything, including doing self-care things for myself, eating properly, exercising, moving my body, and I get into these ruts or depression modes due to stressors in my life, whether that comes from a family stress, a personal stress, a life event, something. And when that happens, I often find that I need to search really, really deep down inside to find that motivation. But if I don't find the motivation, and if I don't do the things that I need to do for myself, they are not going to get done, and no one else is going to do them for me. And there has been times in the past where I have not taken care of myself and I have not gotten myself out of these ruts. And it was evident that me being in the ruts did not help at all. Me not doing what I needed to do did not help at all. So even if you have to do something that you don't want to do, like eat properly or move your body or take care of yourself, those days that you have zero motivation, you have to do it even more, because I'm telling you, you will never regret taking care of yourself and you'll never regret loving yourself. So that is like the hugest lesson that I've learned in all this, is that no matter how much love you have, no matter how much support and people around you that love you, if you do not love yourself, if you do not hold yourself accountable for what you need to do in your life, nothing will change. But if you get up, tears, sadness, depression, whatever it is, everything that you are experiencing, and you pull yourself up and you just say, okay, I'm still going to do what I need to do today. I'm still going to stay on track despite what so-and-so said to me, despite what experience I just had yesterday, despite what's going on in my life right now. I am going to do this. And I don't care what gets in my way. I'm going to push through, because that is literally the only way to come through anything. Any obstacle, any difficulty is to power fucking through. Excuse my French. So I was going through a bunch of things that I have, and going through like my history, my own history, and I happened to stumble across this. So I don't know if it'll focus, but I'll zoom in a little bit. And at one point in my journey, I decided to create this board. This is old, you can tell, it's bent. But these are different quotes on it that I thought were relevant to me at the time, and reading them today, they're still relevant. So I'll read a few. It says, the difficult is that which can be done immediately, the impossible that which takes a little longer. Every noble work is at first impossible. And the most noble work is, in my opinion, truly loving yourself and truly getting to know who you are at the core of who you are, in order to be able to do anything in the world. So when you know who you are, when you love yourself, no matter what happens, no matter how many times you fall, no matter how many doors close in your face, you know that you are worth it. You know that you can do anything, and you know that you're capable of literally anything you set your mind to. And I know that I am. What have you learned from this whole experience? This was a question asked to someone else. I'm not sure who, because I just cut it out. The person answered, I've learned a couple of things. The most important thing is you can either create a beautiful life or you can be a victim. Here I am. I sort of stumbled into being fat. I'm not saying I'm totally responsible, but I sort of wasn't paying attention. I can either be the victim of being fat, or I can say, okay, so you're fat. What are you going to do? I just thought, you don't stop living. You keep living and create with what you've got. I created myself into this fat thing, and I'll create myself out of it. Which is so relevant today. And even though there may be times where you're not paying attention, or you are paying attention and you just, quite frankly, don't care. And to be honest, There are times when I have not cared, and there have also been times when I wasn't paying attention. But the bottom line is that in both those instances, I was the one that was creating this life for myself, and I'm going to create myself out of it. Let's see. People often say that motivation doesn't last. Well, neither does bathing. That's why we recommend it daily. One thing I will say about motivation is that sometimes it can be a 4-letter word and it will not come. There's times where it will not come. There's been an instance where I've waited 6 months to feel motivated. Feeling motivated doesn't come. Sometimes it doesn't. You have to get up. You have to start doing. You have to start taking those steps, physically taking those steps towards your goal, and you will start to feel motivated. The momentum that you create by taking those steps will bring the motivation. I'm telling you, I've experienced it. Quitting is giving up, admitting you can't do it, and letting the most of you win, and letting those thoughts of doubt overcome your strengths. Okay, so this is so important also because when you get past all of the labels that other people have put on you, the experiences that you're carrying on your shoulders, and you let all of that go, you're still left with this person, and that person's you. So that person that you're left with may still be carrying those doubts, may still be carrying those labels in their heart, in their mind. So if I'm carrying a label of myself as fat, and that's the only thing that I see, I will only ever see that, and I cannot get past that. But if I get past that, and there are moments in this getting past that and taking the steps towards my goals, that I have a weak moment that I think, you know what, Farnaz, you can't do it. I literally have to put my hand in my own face and say, stop. You can do it. You've done this before. You've messed up before, and you're going to do it again. And it doesn't matter what anyone thinks. What are you going to do about it? And move on. The most important thing about motivation is goal setting. You should always have a goal. In my experience, there is only one motivation, and that is desire. No reason or principle can contain it or stand against it. Just what I just said. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. Stay motivated. Motivation doesn't always get you started. Sometimes you get you started, habit keeps you going, and you stay motivated because you've now created that habit. That's what I think about that one. No matter which way you start, it's always against the wind coming back. So that's so true because even if you have 500 pounds to lose, I'm going to put it out there, 500 pounds to lose, 1,000 pounds to lose. There are people that do have that amount of weight to lose. And you lose 400 of those 500 pounds, or you lose 500 of those 1,000 pounds. And then you start to think, I can't do the rest. I can't do this. And you slowly start backtracking into the person that you just left behind 500 pounds ago. You just left that person. Don't go back to that person because literally it is so easy to go back to your old ways. For a smoker, it's so easy to start smoking again after quitting. A drug addict who is clean and sober, if they have that one hit, if they take that one pill, it will be back to the same because the habit is the same. The patterns are the same. If you go back, guaranteed you will see your life going in reverse, and then you'll have to pick up the pieces and go again and go again. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you do need to backtrack and if you do need to go forward again in life, do it. But don't backtrack and give up. That's the one thing that is not allowed. You are not allowed to quit smoking and then smoke again and then just say, forget it. I'm just going to stay a smoker. No, I am not allowed to lose weight and then become fat again and stay there. I haven't allowed myself to do that. So although in my life it's been like this cycle where it's like up, down, I literally in my lowest of low moments, the only thought that I've ever had is that I want to get to my goal. Believe it or not, in all these years, it's never left my mind. Not one single day did I not think about it. So the science is simple. on how to lose weight. So it's the mind that's messing it up. So in my mind, I've allowed myself to screw up so many times, and I've allowed myself to backtrack. But if you forgive yourself, if you mess up today, right now, this minute, you eat something you're not supposed to eat, or you do something that you don't feel good about, literally that next minute is your opportunity to turn it around. Not the next day, not the next hour, not the next week, nothing. Literally the next thing you put in your mouth should be healthy. The next step that you take should be towards your goals. The next thing you do, let's say if you're quitting smoking, is not smoking. I can really, I guess, compare myself to someone who's an addict, because it's the same thing. If I turn to food for everything and a drug addict turns to drugs for everything, then it's the same thing. The feelings are the same. The intensity might be a little different. The scientific addiction might be a little different, or it might be exactly the same. I'm not really too familiar with that, but I do know that some studies have shown that addiction to food and certain foods have a similar chemical reaction in your brain that, let's say, heroin does. So it's all relevant when it comes to trying to change something about yourself and something that you are not happy with. So if you're not happy with it, you have to change it. And if it's your only thought and literally your biggest desire in life, then it would be a shame for you to get to your final day and regret not seeing yourself reach your highest potential. So what is your highest potential? Is it this? Is it this where, is it right now? Have you reached your highest potential? Have you learned everything that you can learn? Have you done everything that you can do in order to get to your goals? If the answer is yes, that is fantastic. That is amazing. And if the answer is no, then that is great too, because that's an opportunity to do better today and make strides towards your goals today, not tomorrow, not the next day, not next Monday, not New Year's, not any other day but today. Today is the best day to start your goals, today. What we hope ever to do with ease, we must learn first to do with diligence. Oh, what else can I read to you? It is the opposite of what everyone thinks. They assume that when they hang on to things that matter in this world, they are something. But ask yourself, how could anyone who might not wake up the next morning be important? If, on the other hand, because of your fusion with the Creator, you think of yourself as nothing, then you are very great indeed. Like the branch of a tree that realizes it's one with the root, and the root is the one without end, the one of nothing. And so the branch is too. It is a no thing. This is important to me because there are moments where I don't feel grateful for my life. There are moments where I feel down about things that I don't literally wish to discuss right now, or I feel sad about something. And in those moments that I kind of feel like giving up, or I feel like I don't want to be here, I thank God that I am. Because if I wasn't here, I wouldn't be able to send this message. I wouldn't be able to record this video. I wouldn't have been able to get up this morning, to go to the gym, to work out, to be thankful, to thank God again that I have another chance to go towards what I need to go to create the life that I envision for myself. Some days are not easy, and believe me, I avoided recording this video since Saturday. And I reached a point that I knew that I had to record it, and I didn't want to cry or anything or be upset. However, life happens, and I'm recording my journey. I'm documenting the things that I go through, and there are days where I'm going to cry, and there are days where I'm going to be weak or be less strong than I want to be. But those are the days that I have to show up. I made a commitment to myself and I'm showing up. And that's the message that I have for you. And if the message didn't come or wasn't understandable, I'm sure I will make a better video next time when my mind is clear. However, I hope that you got something out of this message. And I hope that it helps you stay motivated today and every day, because every day is important and your life is important and you are important. And I'll leave you with one more quote. The answer may lie in how well prepared you are to face the unexpected. This is not the time to be faint of heart. Don't question your abilities or motivations. Rely on your inner strength to get through this challenge.